Have you ever felt like there's a secret to making your dreams come true? Well, there is. And it's not what you might think. It's not about working harder or having good luck. It's about something much more powerful: your own mind. This secret technique can change your life in ways you never thought possible. Why? Because it taps into a power you've had all along, but maybe didn't know how to use. Imagine being able to create the life you've always wanted just by using your imagination. Sounds too good to be true, right? But that's exactly what Neville Goddard, a spiritual teacher from the last century, said we can all do. His method isn't about wishing on stars or repeating positive words. It's about something much deeper: changing how you see yourself and the world around you. This isn't just another self-help trick. It's a way of living that has helped countless people transform their lives. From getting dream jobs to finding true love, people have used Goddard's teachings to make what seemed impossible become real. And the best part? You don't need any special skills or knowledge to do it. You just need to learn how to use the power of your own mind. But here's the thing. If you don't learn and use this method, you might be missing out on so much. Think about it. How many times have you wanted something but thought it was out of reach? How often have you settled for less than what you really want? That's the risk of not mastering this technique. When you don't know how to use your inner power, life can feel like it's happening to you instead of for you. You might feel stuck in a job you don't like, or in relationships that don't make you happy. You might watch other people succeed and wonder why it's not happening for you. That feeling of being left behind or not living up to your potential, that's what can happen if you don't tap into this power. But it doesn't have to be that way. By learning Goddard's secrets, you can start to take control of your life in a way you never thought possible. You can stop being a victim of circumstances and start being the creator of your own reality. It's not about controlling everything around you. It's about changing how you see and interact with the world. Think about what your life could be like if you could manifest your deepest desires. What would change? How would you feel? That's the potential that's waiting for you. But to unlock it, you need to understand and use the techniques that Goddard taught. And that's what we're going to explore. Before we dive into the techniques, let's talk about the man behind them. Neville Goddard wasn't your typical spiritual teacher. Born in 1905 in Barbados, he came to the United States as a young man to study theater. But his life took a different turn when he discovered the power of the mind. Goddard wasn't interested in founding a religion or building a big following. He was more like a researcher, exploring the depths of human consciousness and sharing what he found. He gave lectures and wrote books, but his main goal was to teach people how to use their imagination to create the life they wanted. What made Goddard different from other teachers of his time was his practical approach. He didn't just talk about lofty spiritual ideas. He gave people concrete ways to apply these ideas in their everyday lives. He believed that everyone had the power to shape their reality, and he wanted to show them how to do it. Goddard's teachings were a mix of spiritual wisdom and practical psychology. He drew inspiration from the Bible, but he interpreted it in a unique way. For him, the stories in the Bible weren't just historical events or moral lessons. They were symbols of psychological truths that anyone could use to transform their life. At the heart of Goddard's teachings is a simple but powerful idea. Your imagination creates your reality. He didn't mean this in a vague, think positive kind of way. He meant it quite literally. According to Goddard, the world you see around you is a reflection of your inner world, your thoughts, beliefs, and especially your imagination. This might sound strange at first. After all, we're used to thinking that the world is out there and we're just living in it. But Goddard said that's not how it really works. He taught that our consciousness is the only reality, and everything we experience is a projection of our consciousness. Here's how he explained it. Everything you see in the physical world was once just an idea in someone's mind. The chair you're sitting on, the device you're reading this on, even the building you're in, all of these started as imaginary ideas before they became real things. Goddard said this same process is happening all the time in every area of our lives. But it's not just about things. Goddard said this applies to events, relationships, and circumstances too. The job you have, the people in your life, the opportunities that come your way, all of these, according to Goddard, are reflections of your inner world. This idea might seem hard to believe at first. After all, we all have experiences that we definitely didn't want or imagine. But Goddard would say that these too come from our consciousness, just not the conscious part we're aware of. He believed that our subconscious beliefs and assumptions play a huge role in shaping our reality. The good news is, once you understand this, you can start to change things. If your imagination creates your reality, then changing your imagination can change your reality. That's the core of Goddard's method for manifesting. But it's not about daydreaming or wishful thinking. Goddard taught a specific way of using your imagination that he said could bring about real changes in your life. It's a method that involves more than just visualizing what you want. It's about experiencing it in your mind as if it's already real. This is where Goddard's teachings get really interesting and practical. He didn't just say, imagine what you want. He gave specific techniques for how to do it effectively. These techniques are designed to bypass your conscious doubts and speak directly to your subconscious mind, which Goddard believed was the real creative force in your life. One of his most famous techniques is called living in the end. This means imagining that you already have what you want and experiencing all the feelings and sensations that go with it. It's not just about seeing it in your mind, but about feeling it as real. For example, if you want a new job, you wouldn't just picture yourself at a new desk. You'd imagine the feeling of satisfaction as you do work you love, the conversations you'd have with your new colleagues, even the route you'd take to your new workplace. You'd imagine it in vivid detail, as if it's happening right now. Goddard said that when you do this, you're not just daydreaming, you're actually shaping your reality. He believed that your subconscious mind can't tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. So when you imagine something as if it's real, your subconscious starts to make it real in your outer world. This might sound too simple to be true, but Goddard and his followers reported amazing results from using these techniques. People found jobs, improved their relationships, overcame illnesses, and achieved goals they once thought were impossible. Of course, Goddard didn't say this was a magic trick that would instantly solve all problems. He taught that it takes practice and persistence. You have to really commit to it and do it regularly. But he said that anyone could do it, regardless of their background or current circumstances. What's really exciting about Goddard's teachings is that they put the power in your hands. You don't need to rely on luck or wait for someone else to change your life. You have the ability to shape your own reality. It's just a matter of learning how to use your imagination in the right way. In the next sections, we'll dive deeper into Goddard's specific techniques and how you can start using them in your own life. We'll explore how to use the mirror of consciousness, tap into the power of your imagination, and live from the end result. We'll also look at how to overcome the doubts and fears that can hold you back and how to persist even when things seem tough. Remember, this isn't about magical thinking or ignoring reality. It's about understanding the connection between your inner world and your outer experiences, and learning how to use that connection to create positive changes in your life. It's a powerful approach that has the potential to transform not just your circumstances, but your whole way of being in the world. So get ready to unlock your manifesting power. You're about to learn secrets that could change everything. And the best part is, you already have everything you need to get started. Your imagination is the key, and it's been with you all along. Now it's time to learn how to use it. Let's talk about something called the mirror of consciousness. It might sound complicated, but it's actually a simple idea that can change how you see the world. Imagine your mind is like a big mirror. Everything you see around you, your job, your relationships, your home, is a reflection of what's in your mind. Just like a mirror shows you what's in front of it, your life shows you what's in your thoughts and beliefs. This idea is at the heart of Neville Goddard's teachings. He said that the world we see isn't separate from us, it's a picture of what's going on inside us. If you're always worried about money, you might find yourself always short on cash. If you believe that people are kind, you'll probably meet a lot of nice folks. It's like the world is responding to what you think and feel. But here's the exciting part. If your thoughts create your reality, then changing your thoughts can change your reality. It's like changing what's in front of the mirror. When you change what's inside, what you see outside starts to change too. Let's look at an example to make this clearer. Say you've always wanted to start your own business, but you've never done it because you think it's too hard. That belief is like an image in your mirror. It keeps showing you a world where starting a business seems impossible. But what if you change that belief? What if you started thinking, I have what it takes to run a successful business? Suddenly, you might start noticing opportunities you never saw before. You might meet people who can help you or come across the perfect idea for your business. This doesn't mean that just thinking positive thoughts will magically make everything perfect. It's not about ignoring problems or pretending everything is great when it's not. Instead, it's about understanding that your inner world shapes your outer experiences. When you change your deepest beliefs and assumptions, you start to see and create a different reality. Goddard taught that this mirror doesn't just reflect your conscious thoughts, it also shows what's in your subconscious mind, the beliefs and ideas you might not even know you have. That's why sometimes things happen that you don't think you wanted. Your conscious mind might want success, but if deep down you believe you don't deserve it, that belief will show up in your life too. The good news is, you can change these subconscious beliefs. It takes practice and patience, but it's possible. By using your imagination in specific ways, you can start to reshape what's in your subconscious mind. And as you do that, you'll start to see changes in your outer world too. Remember, this mirror of consciousness is always working. It doesn't judge whether your thoughts are good or bad. It simply reflects what's there. So the key is to be aware of what you're putting into your mind. Are you filling it with worries and doubts, or with confidence and positive expectations? What you focus on is what you'll see reflected back to you in your life. Now, let's dive into what Goddard called the most important tool for changing your life: your imagination. When most people think of imagination, they think of daydreams or make-believe. But Goddard saw it differently. For him, imagination was the key to creating reality. Goddard believed that your imagination is actually a creative force. It's not just about picturing things in your mind. It's about creating experiences that feel so real, your subconscious mind believes they've actually happened. And when your subconscious believes something, it starts to make it a reality in your outer world. Here's how Goddard explained it. Your imagination is like a preview of coming attractions in your life. When you vividly imagine something, you're not just thinking about it. You're actually planting a seed in your subconscious mind. And just like a seed grows into a plant, these imaginary experiences can grow into real-life events. But it's not enough to just think about what you want. Goddard taught that you need to imagine it with all your senses. If you want a new home, don't just picture it in your mind. Imagine walking through the front door. Feel the smooth handle as you turn it. Hear the sound of your footsteps on the floor. Smell the fresh paint or the flowers in the garden. The more real you can make it in your imagination, the more power it has to become real in your life. Here's a simple exercise you can try. Close your eyes and imagine something you really want. It could be a new job, a happy relationship, or anything else. Now, instead of just thinking about it, try to step into that scene in your mind. What do you see around you? What can you hear? What does it feel like to be there, having achieved your goal? Spend a few minutes really experiencing it as if it's happening right now. This might feel strange at first, like you're just pretending, but Goddard said this is actually a powerful way to communicate with your subconscious mind. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between something vividly imagined and something that's really happening. So when you imagine something clearly and with feeling, your subconscious starts to accept it as real. Goddard didn't see this as just positive thinking. He saw it as a way of tapping into a deeper level of reality. He believed that everything that exists first existed in someone's imagination. So by using your imagination, you're not just dreaming. You're actually starting the process of creation. Of course, this doesn't mean you'll get everything you imagine instantly. Goddard taught that there's often a time lag between when you imagine something and when it appears in your life. But he said that if you persist in your imaginal acts and really feel them as real, they will eventually become your reality. This brings us to one of Goddard's most powerful techniques, living from the end. This idea might seem a bit strange at first, but it's actually quite simple. Instead of working towards your goal, Goddard said, you should imagine that you've already achieved it. Then, live your life from that place. Here's what that means. Let's say you want a promotion at work. Instead of just working hard and hoping for the best, you would imagine that you've already got the promotion. You'd think about how you'd feel in that new position. How would you act? What decisions would you make? How would you carry yourself? Goddard said that when you live from the end like this, you're not just pretending. You're actually aligning yourself with the reality you want to create. You're training your mind to see and feel the world as if your desire has already come true. This isn't about fooling yourself or others. It's about changing your inner state. When you truly feel like you already have what you want, you start to act differently. You make different choices. You notice opportunities you might have missed before. And all of this helps to bring your desire into reality. Here's a practical way to apply this. Choose something you want to manifest in your life. Now, for the next week, spend a few minutes each day imagining that it's already happened. Really feel the joy, the satisfaction, the sense of achievement. As you go about your day, ask yourself, how would I act if this were already true? Then act that way. Living from the end can feel uncomfortable at first. You might feel like you're being dishonest or setting yourself up for disappointment. But Goddard said this discomfort is actually a good sign. It means you're challenging your current beliefs and making space for something new. Remember, this isn't about pretending to others or ignoring your current reality. It's about changing your inner world, which Goddard said is the key to changing your outer world. You still take action towards your goals, but you do it from a place of confidence and expectation, rather than doubt and struggle. Goddard taught that when you master this technique of living from the end, you tap into a powerful creative force. You're no longer trying to make things happen. Instead, you're aligning yourself with the version of reality where your desire is already fulfilled. And when you do that consistently, amazing things can start to happen in your life. The importance of feeling. When it comes to manifesting your desires, Neville Goddard taught that feeling is the secret. It's not enough to just think about what you want or to visualize it. You need to feel it as if it's already real. This might sound strange, but it's actually a powerful way to communicate with your subconscious mind. Goddard believed that your emotions are the language of your subconscious. When you feel something strongly, your subconscious takes notice. It's like you're sending a clear, strong signal about what you want to create in your life. This is why Goddard emphasized the importance of not just imagining what you want, but feeling the emotions you'd have if your desire was already fulfilled. Let's say you want to manifest a loving relationship. Instead of just picturing yourself with a partner, try to feel the love, joy, and companionship you'd experience in that relationship. Feel the warmth in your heart, the smile on your face, the sense of belonging. The more real you can make these feelings, the more powerful your manifesting becomes. But how do you generate these positive feelings, especially if your current reality doesn't match your desire? Goddard suggested a few techniques. One is to recall times in your past when you felt similar emotions. If you're manifesting success, remember a time when you felt proud and accomplished. Use that memory to recreate the feeling. Another technique is to use your imagination to create scenes that evoke the feeling you want. If you're manifesting financial abundance, imagine opening your bank statement and seeing a large balance. Feel the relief, the excitement, the sense of security. The key is to make it feel as real as possible. Goddard also taught that you should maintain these positive feelings throughout your day. It's not just about feeling good during your manifesting sessions. Try to carry that feeling with you as you go about your daily life. This helps to reinforce the new reality you're creating. Remember, the goal isn't to fake happiness or ignore real problems. It's about aligning your emotional state with the reality you want to create. When you can consistently feel the way you would if your desire was already fulfilled, you're sending a powerful message to your subconscious and to the universe. Even when you understand the power of imagination and feeling, doubts and fears can still creep in. This is normal, and Goddard had specific advice for dealing with these obstacles. First, Goddard taught that doubts and fears are just thoughts, and thoughts can be changed. When you notice a negative thought, don't fight it or try to push it away. Instead, gently replace it with a thought that aligns with your desire. If you catch yourself thinking, "I can't do this," replace it with, "I am fully capable of achieving my goals." Goddard also emphasized the importance of persistence. Manifesting isn't always instant. It takes time for your new thoughts and feelings to take root and create changes in your outer world. During this time, doubts might arise. Goddard advised to keep returning to your imaginal scenes, to keep feeling the reality of your desire no matter what your current circumstances show. Another powerful technique Goddard taught for overcoming doubts is called revision. This involves reimagining past events in a way that supports your desired reality. If you had a bad day at work, for example, you could reimagine it as a great day before you go to sleep. This helps to neutralize negative emotions and reinforces your new reality. Goddard also suggested staying focused on your end goal rather than worrying about the how. Trust that if you can imagine it and feel it as real, the path to achieving it will reveal itself. This takes a lot of the pressure off and helps to reduce fear and doubt. Remember, doubts and fears are part of the human experience. They don't mean you're doing something wrong. The key is to acknowledge them, but not to give them power. Keep returning to your imagination, to your positive feelings, to your faith in the process. Neville Goddard often emphasized the importance of persistence in manifesting. He taught that creating a new reality isn't usually an overnight process. It takes time for your new thoughts and feelings to take root and create changes in your outer world. Goddard advised his students to be patient and to keep faith in the process, even when results aren't immediately visible. He compared it to planting a seed. When you plant a seed, you don't dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You trust that it's developing underground even if you can't see it yet. In the same way, when you're manifesting, you need to trust that your imaginal acts are creating change, even if you can't see the results yet. Goddard taught that there's often a time lag between your inner change and its outer manifestation. During this time, it's crucial to persist in your new thoughts and feelings. This doesn't mean you need to spend hours every day visualizing. Goddard suggested short, intense sessions of imagination, repeated regularly. He believed that the intensity of feeling was more important than the length of time spent imagining. Goddard also taught the importance of living as if your desire is already fulfilled, even when your outer circumstances haven't changed yet. This takes faith and persistence. It means continuing to feel grateful, confident, and joyful, even when things seem challenging. Remember, persistence doesn't mean forcing or struggling. It's about gently and consistently returning to your new state of mind and feeling. It's about choosing again and again to live from the end result you desire. Patience is equally important. Goddard taught that everything has its own appointed hour. Your job is to prepare the way through your imagination and feeling. Trust that your desire will manifest at the perfect time. Neville Goddard's teachings offer a powerful approach to creating the life you desire. By understanding the mirror of consciousness, harnessing the power of your imagination, living from the end result, focusing on feeling, overcoming doubts, and practicing persistence and patience, you can unlock your manifesting power. Remember, this isn't about magical thinking or ignoring reality. It's about understanding the deep connection between your inner world and your outer experiences. It's about realizing that you have the power to shape your reality through your thoughts, feelings, and imagination. As you begin to apply these principles, be gentle with yourself. Like any skill, this takes practice. You might not see results immediately, but if you persist, you may be amazed at the changes that unfold in your life. Goddard's teachings invite us to see the world in a new way. They challenge us to take responsibility for our reality and to dare to imagine greater possibilities for ourselves. They remind us that we are not victims of circumstance, but powerful creators of our own experience. So take these ideas and experiment with them in your own life. Use your imagination boldly. Feel the reality of your desires. Live from the end result. And above all, persist. Your power to manifest the life you desire is within you, waiting to be unlocked. Remember, in Goddard's words, your imagination is your creator. Use it lovingly on behalf of all mankind. As you embark on this journey of manifesting, may you create not only a better life for yourself, but contribute to a better world for all.